we have an amazing Cajun Dirty Rice, and it is fantastic. Trust me on this one. Let's go in. You ready? Let's do this. It smells unreal. I know a couple of you have been saying, hey, I think it was the video I did with shrimp, and a couple of people, more than a couple, said, hey, how about some dirty rice? And I said, oh, been a long time, but let's get into it. So we're gonna first start off with using some ground pork. And you are welcome to use ground turkey, ground chicken, you can even add ground beef. Sometimes you could take, so like those Johnson links, and then they have the casings, and then squeeze the meat out of the casings, you can do that. But I just wanted to get some regular, plain old ground pork. You could get spicy, seasoning, hot, whatever you want to do is what's most important. So we're gonna start with this ground pork, and let's get our burner going here. And I'm gonna get this in here with no oil at all into a cast iron skillet. And basically what I want to do here is I just want to let this do its thing, because we want to create a little bit of crust on the bottom, which is where all that great flavor is. Now I do want to season this just a little bit with some salt and pepper, kosher salt and black pepper, and that should be plenty. And we'll let that kind of do its thing, all right? And while that is doing it, we're gonna get the vegetables going. They're gonna go into our Cajun rice, which makes this just phenomenal. It's really a simple recipe. And it's kind of amazing to me that I haven't made this more often, because it's so delicious and so tasty. So we're gonna start off with some celery, and we're gonna get these into kind of dice, okay? So you just wanna cut your celery maybe into half in the rib. Just get to the rib section here and just cut that in half, rib section, half, like that. All right, here. And then from here, we can just come straight down and we get little dices. Okay? Look at that. This. And it does not have to be perfect, but we do want to try to get them as uniform as possible so they cook evenly. Okay. Now, we're gonna do some pepper. Before we get started on the pepper, I wanna talk to you about what actually we're doing here. We've got celery, peppers, and a yellow onion. And this is what's called the Holy Trinity, okay? Celery, peppers, and onion. In French cuisine, there's celery, carrots, and onion, and that's called a mirepoix, okay? M-I-R-E-P-O-U-X, mirepoix. Same thing, but people in Louisiana will say, hey, no, put the carrots away. We want peppers. We like the peppers, right? So they come up with the Holy Trinity, which is used in almost everything, and it's delicious. So before we start with cutting down the pepper, I want to get back to our pork here. See how we're doing. Yeah, that's looking great. And again, I'm just going to keep this browning on one side. Just let it do its thing. You've heard me say so many times, when I'm cooking pork, I'm going to turn the burner down just a little bit down to a simmer. There we go. All right. Now let's get this peppers going. And you guys have seen me do peppers many times. We'll take out the guts, get rid of the membrane. Go. And then here, basically the same thing. Strips like so. Okay. Righty. And then just get a couple here and then go straight down. And this dice is equivalent to the celery, and that's important because we want them to cook at the same time. Last ones here. All right. Now I'm going to do the green pepper the same way, and I'm also going to do a yellow onion. When we come back, I'll show you how they're all diced up perfectly. We'll look at our ground pork to see how that's going, to see how that's getting nice and brown and delicious. It smells amazing, by the way. So we'll be right back, and we'll start the process of layering the flavor, which you know is so important to cooking. Be right back. Okay, so we've got all of our Holy Trinity diced up nicely, all uniform. So we have the celery, red pepper, and green pepper. We've got the yellow onion, and I've got 3 cloves of garlic here, okay? Now let's check on our pork. And as you can see, I haven't flipped it yet because I wanted to get this nice crust on the bottom. So you just go over like that, and now we can go in and kind of get it all. Just like that. And then since we flipped it over, we'll add just a little bit more black pepper, get some kosher salt. And finish browning this. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret. You do not have to brown this completely right now. I'm going to show you why. We're almost there anyway, but not super important. I'm going to show you why. Because at this point right here, what I'm going to do to create the layers of flavor, as we always talk about, is I'm going to remove this. Perfect. Now, we have the fat on the bottom. I'm going to add just a little bit more fat, but this pork fat is delicious. So add a little bit more extra virgin olive oil. And now we'll go in with our Holy Trinity. And what we're doing now is we're developing the layers of flavor because we're cooking the Trinity in the pork fat. Okay, if we had it in with the pork, you would get the flavor, but not as much as you're going to get when it's sitting right at the bottom like that, and the meat's not absorbing so much, so it's getting the full flavor here. All right, so we're gonna let this go for about 2 to 3 minutes till these become a little more translucent, and then we will add our long grain rice and our seasonings. Get down to that last part. We're gonna let it just kind of steam up and to the final product. We'll plate it up, we'll take a taste, and we're home free. Cajun Dirty Rice. Be right back. Okay, let's come on in here. Look at this. These are nice, getting nice and translucent. Again, the heat is on a simmer. Okay, and this is picking up all of that pork fat. All right, what we want. Now, let's introduce some more flavor. So, we've got some Creole seasoning. Use what you want, whatever you find that you enjoy, use that. And we're gonna put in probably about 2 tablespoons. You are welcome to put in more. Totally up to you. Okay? We're gonna add about a teaspoon of thyme. Let's get it out there. There you go. And we're gonna add about a teaspoon of paprika. And again, letting those dry ingredients coat those vegetables, creating another layer of flavor. So important. I mean, let's be real here. A cookbook is not going to be able to teach you any of this because it just doesn't talk about layers of flavor. And you, by the way, can, interchange anything you want of this recipe, really. It's up to you. That's why cooking is so fun. Yes, there are traditions, and I'm doing this basically the tradition of the way they would make dirty rice in Louisiana or wherever in the world, and that's wonderful. But the most important person eating is you, and it should be to your palate. So if you wanted to switch out something, change something, have at it. The key here is to make sure that you are retaining the integrity of the original dish. And you do that by knowing the foundations and the boundaries that are involved in cooking. A cookbook cannot teach you that. And that's why I've developed a blueprint. Okay, it's an ebook, it's not a cookbook, but it talks about all of the different techniques and properties of cooking that will help you become a better cook instantly without being so confused by some of the directions in cookbooks. It's only going to add to your culinary confidence, okay? There'll be a link in the description box below. Grab your copy. Trust me, it really will elevate all of your kitchen confidence, okay? All right, so let's now go ahead and put our pork back in here, okay? Get that going. Whoops. All right. We have our seasonings. I'm gonna add 1 bay leaf. All we need in this. And now for our rice and for our liquid. Anytime we're using or making rice, it's very, very simple. I have a very, very simple philosophy. It works every time. It's 2 to 1, okay? So it's 2 parts liquid to 1 part long grain rice. In this case, we're going to use 1 cup of rice. Okay. And just like that, to 2 cups of chicken stock. Again, if you wanted to switch this out and use vegetable stock, have at it. I'm not going to hate you. 1. 2. Ba-boom. All right. Done. Let's get this all coming together. Ooh, baby. And now, the last and final step is to let this go for about 15 minutes. All right, we've got a top. Make sure you have a top, whatever pan you're using, and we'll let this steam up for about 15 to 20 minutes. When we come back, I will show you the end product. We'll take a taste. We'll adjust for seasonings as we always do. Make sure it's to where my palate wants it to be. Not spicy enough, too spicy, whatever it may be. We always want to taste, okay? So we'll be right back. I'm gonna show you how it all comes together. We'll plate it up and we'll take a taste. Be right back. All right, the moment of truth. It's been about 22 minutes. You have to watch it, depending on your burner, your stovetop, whatever you're cooking in, even what you made the dirty rice in, the pan itself. Some pans like cast iron hold more heat, others, you just have to play with it. That's what part of the fun of cooking is. And so this is about 22 minutes. So we're gonna take the top off here. And we can see just how delicious this is. Oh my goodness. And right at the last minute, what I like to do is I have a mixture of scallions and some parsley, fresh parsley. Purge it in here like that. And then I always try to find the bay leaf. There it is. We take the bay leaf out. There's an old saying years ago was, I don't know if it was true or not, but they used to say that the Cajuns, when they made Cajun rice or anything that had a bay leaf in it, if it didn't get pulled out, and if whoever got the bay leaf on their plate or actually maybe have put it in their mouth, had to do the dishes. So, well, that was pretty funny. So anyway, I pulled the bay leaf out. So let's mix this in here like this. Ooh. Let me just take it to the plate here. All right, that looks good. Bring that to the center of your table. You will get a round of applause, I am sure. A little housekeeping here. All right, now let's go in. You ready? Let's do this. God, it smells unreal. Mmm. That's what I'm talking about right there. Oh my Lord. Chef Brian, how come you have not made this once a week for the last 20 years? Oh my gosh, this is so good. Y'all know it's good because you've seen my videos. I normally get one bite, right? I'm going in for two. Mmm. Mmm. Unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. Listen, as I've said to you many times before, don't let cooking scare you. It's all right there in front of you. Have some confidence. Understand the foundations and the parameters, the layering of flavors. That's what makes a difference. It's what's going to separate you from being just your basic blah, 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 tasting home cooked to a whole other level. But with simplicity, that's what it's all about, with simplicity. As you can see, in 25, 30 minutes, we have an amazing Cajun Dirty Rice, and it is fantastic. Trust me on this one. Oh, that is so good. Serve that as a side, serve that with shrimp or whatever you wanted to. Just so many possibilities here. I can't wait for you to try it. Leave me a comment or a heart in the comments below. Let me know if you made this and how it turned out. Would love to hear from you. I try to get back to everybody that I can. Really appreciate all the followers. I cannot wait to see you on the next one. I'm Chef Brian, and remember, as always, eat well and stay healthy.